Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about why Hbar is down right now, and we're going to get into some of the numbers as well as some of my thoughts as we get deeper into this video. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Mark. We talk crypto every day. Welcome back to all my returning subscribers, and let's get it. Okay, please remember that none of this is financial advice. We'll talk some crypto, but make sure you make the best decisions for yourselves as we get deeper into this. I do want to talk about the drop that we have seen. And at the time of this publication, this is where we could see Hbar was down 2.5%. As we look at it though on the day, it has dived a little bit more as we are talking about 23 cents Hbar. And if you follow my stuff each and every single day, we kind of have been in that range. I will pull up the trading view. We'll talk about kind of what's happening right now. And this is something where we've seen this basically since July, the middle of July, where we've had this consolidation. And this zone that we're in right now is kind of the make or break for the intermediate kind of timeline, if you do want to call it that. I will kind of show my thoughts right now on your screen as you do look at kind of these lines I'm going to draw. All right, and this is kind of what we're looking at, where we see some of the tops and also some of the troughs that have been established. And as we look at kind of what's happening, okay, this is 23 to 28 cents Hbar. All right, and what the big narrative is over the last about 60 days. This is where we've had that explosion back in July. You look at kind of this big green candle that did start to form, where we essentially were able to have a very significant increase from July 8th, as we did start off on a hot note. And guys, keep this in mind, that was July. Okay, historically one of the worst moments in crypto is the month of July. It's summertime, people are doing things other than trading crypto. It's kind of just a stagnancy before we hit Q4. And then from there, we do kind of get into a 3, 4, 5, even 6-month window where crypto likes to kind of run its course historically, okay? But if you're looking at my trading indicator that I'm showcasing on the screen, that's when we did flash momentum up back on July 8th. And then from there, guys, pretty much to the top, if you do want to kind of count it off, and we'll measure this right now just to show you guys what we were basically doing at the top end of that candlestick, essentially doubling in price in less than 3 weeks, okay? That's the beauty of crypto. That's why we love and trade crypto. That's why we're all in the game, and can't find it anywhere else, okay? And Hbar is one of my higher conviction plays that I do have in the market. Please keep that in mind. I'm not going to ever tell you to buy or sell crypto, but it's more so about the tech, more so about the collaborations and integrations. And as we look at this price zone, what I'm doing with my Hbar, right now we're kind of playing with house money, okay? And until we get down into the sub 20 cents levels, which, you know, I know we are close, but it's something where if you do think that the crypto market's going to rebound, this presents a very interesting opportunity, because if you look at kind of the days and the events that we were faced with, right, we essentially had 4 times where we did wick down below 23 cents. And then every time that we did kind of get to those levels, we saw a bounce back, saw a rebound. Okay, so you know, I'm not going to say last chance to buy. I'll never, like I said, I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto. But if we do stay in this trading zone, okay, that I have kind of circled by those those teal circles on your screen, this is actually kind of the bottom of that zone. Okay, so with that being said, as long as we stay in this trading zone with 23 cents to 28 cents, this could be a low point for the next coming months, and what we look forward to in Q4, like I talked about, okay? That's just kind of where my head's at. Not selling, not opening up new positions. I'm kind of firmly there within that those trades down around a nickel for Hbar. So that's kind of how I stack up. So let's get into some of the numbers. I do want to tell you guys, though, what I have going on in the form of a sponsorship. I did partner with Bitunix, all right? So a spot and futures trading platform, okay? This is where they have 3 million plus global users. And right now, there's a hot promotion running where you get 25% in a futures deposit bonus through September 11th. Also, the first 30 users who do register with my link will get a 10 USDT bonus in their futures account just by signing up. So that's where you look into what they have to offer. It's a trusted exchange, great interface, mobile app, all that good stuff, everything that you want to look for. Just make sure it checks all of your boxes, do your due diligence. If you want to start trading on Bitunix, you can find that link down below in the description, okay? But back into the article, and this is what we're looking at as we talk about the price risks as we have broken down after we've seen the network activity plunge. Now, this is some of the fundamentals, not technicals, and when it comes down to what Hbar is actually doing, I'm not really too concerned that we are seeing this kind of die down. Okay. We have, like I talked about, trended mostly sideways, despite a lot of attempts at an upward breakout. The market volatility have kind of, in part, led to more bear sentiment as we have repeatedly failed to break out. Okay. But this is not FUD. It's not saying, okay, these numbers are going to be something that deters me from being an HBAR holder. Not my situation whatsoever. Okay. It's just the news of the day. And we're going to present the news and I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. As we look into this data from Artemis, okay, as we've seen the total value locked, dropping 5% since August 14th. You can see this chart where it depicts this figure basically sitting at around $129 million of TVL. Now, what that does is measure the total capital that is deposited across the DeFi protocols. So it kind of gauges the investor confidence and user demand. Now, we see that increase. That's kind of where you see a lot of people more locking into longer term lending, staking, and liquidity pools. Okay. But then also the DEX volume. That's where we've seen a drop of 60%, according to Artemis, over the last time period that we did talk about. Now, this fall, there's a lot of reasons why we can't see this weakening. Transaction flow, less users swapping. I think personally, as the market turns bearish, right, and even for a short window, right, we could wake up tomorrow and see HBAR up 5%. It's crypto, right? And for all things considered, if you do believe that the federal interest rates dropping is already priced into what HBAR is doing, then yeah, we're running a little bit hot. We've had a little bit full steam ahead, and this is kind of healthy, right? Trading crypto is meant to be healthy and organic. If it went up every single day, everybody and their brother would be doing it, and there wouldn't be anything to talk about because it would basically be a surefire thing. But you need to have both directions of trading. You need to have both ways of market making to kind of hold true to growth, and that's what we want to see, right? We don't want to see the price go up so far that everybody just takes profits and leaves, and then there'll be no more buyers that would take us to where we want to go, okay? But as we look into it, we have to talk about that support as we do look at where the daily chart does read, and that's where we have the possibility of a further bearish breakout as we talk about the MACD. This is the blue line that you can see on your screen. Now, as that does converge, okay, on the the signal line, which is the orange line, that is kind of resulting in more sell side dominance in the chart. Now, that thing is kind of just stable as at the moment, but if we do see that crossover, that could lead to more so of a downward pressure, more so of a bearish sentiment, and that's just kind of the technicals, excuse me, surrounding HBAR as it stands today. Like I said, the markets are volatile. We have a lot of things coming up from the top in terms of macro, but as an HBAR holder myself, it's really nothing that I'm too concerned about because yes, we could talk all-time highs and get into kind of what we're looking at, and this is where we'd have to date back basically to the conversation that we want to have. And this is where we saw HBAR reach an all-time high at around 57 cents back in the kind of the fall of 2021. So that being said, if you do fall into the more historical trader within timelines, you can see kind of how July was sluggish and then we exploded into August, and then from August up into basically December back in 2021. That's when the bull market really took off. So we're kind of at a really good time frame, if you will, for where historically the market cycles have fell. And that's kind of where we're looking at. It's very eerily similar of a setup, a little bit less of an amplitude, but very similar setup to what we saw back in 2021. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys right now in this video. All right, so I'll leave you with that. Leave a comment down below, and if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Also smash that like button and leave a comment how you feel about your HBAR right here in this very moment. And if you do want to get started trading with Bitunix, you will find that link down below in the description. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.